Okay, I swear I'm recording this for the 100th time now. Hey guys, what's up? Hello. Welcome back to my channel, The Silver Tongue. And um, first of all, I would like to congratulate all the 12th graders for finally graduating school. I'm so happy for you guys. We're all so proud of you, and we all love you so, so much. Um, don't think that how much ever you have scored is bad or less or not good enough, because honestly in the long run nobody cares. Like, I can tell you from experience, in college nobody cares how much you have scored. It might be the topic of discussion on the first day, because what else can you talk about, but nobody cares about it further than that. So just chill, relax, take a day off, watch a good movie on Netflix, maybe read a good book, keep me in business, and eat your favorite cake. Like, I don't know, do something good, chill out. Also, I am kind of free these days because DU has no business at all. It keeps shifting its exam dates from like this date to that date. It went on from 1st July to 10th July, now 15th August. So I am like, I have some time. So I have gone back to reading like I used to read back in school, when I used to go continuously binge reading, reading and reading and reading and reading. So I uh, I I think if any of you have a book that you like want me to read, like any of your favorite books, and want me to review them, you can let me know them down below in the comment section. I will be delighted to know about books that you really love, and if possible, I would love to review them. So the book that we're going to talk about today is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. This is the third book by this author. It's a suspense thriller, and we'll talk about this in two segments. The first being the non-spoiler part, and the second, the spoiler section. So let's dive right into it. So the basic story revolves around this girl named Jules, who is kicked out of her job and is dumped by her boyfriend on the very same date. Like, talk about misfortune. And she's jobless, apartmentless, moneyless, and pretty much everything less. When, okay, is there an insect here? I'm not sure. I hope there's not. So she doesn't have a place to stay, so she's staying with her friend Chloe when she comes across this advertisement about an apartment sitter for the most famous, or should I say infamous, building in Manhattan, that is Bartholomew. So she applies for it, she goes for the interview and gets selected, and she's delighted to be there, because who wouldn't want to live in the best, most luxurious place in Manhattan and get paid for it? So she shifts in as soon as possible. There are several rules which don't make sense. Like, they can't have visitors, they can't stay away from the apartment at night, they can't disturb other people who are staying in the building. But Jules is completely okay with it. As like, if she gets the money, she doesn't care. So she meets her neighbor Ingrid, who is this manic pixie dream girl, and she's very jolly and very lively. And Ingrid is, you know, she reminds Jules of her own sister, who goes missing, like, who went missing a couple of years back. So both Ingrid and Jules go out for lunch and they have fun time, and everything is good except the fact that Ingrid thinks there's something wrong with this building. She isn't sure as exactly what, but she knows there's something wrong. Jules completely, she roughs it off. She doesn't believe whatever Ingrid talks about. Then suddenly, with an impact, things change when Ingrid goes missing the very next day. The people in the building tell Jules that she shifted the last night, but Jules is not ready to believe that because Ingrid doesn't reply to her texts or to her calls. She doesn't tell her why she shifted or where she's going or why she had to shift in the middle of the night. And why would she shift if she's getting paid for like staying in heaven practically? Uh, so Jules kind of realized that there's something suspicious, and that's exactly where the story starts building up from. Um, the writing style is very very well written. You see how it's very well structured. They, the author, created such perfect suspenseful atmosphere where you are always so anxious and thinking about what will be the next thing, what will be the next thing that will happen. And in my view, the book had the most perfect writing style. The characters were also amazingly written. All of them were very distinct, very to the point. All of them had their own feel, how they have their own particular role to play in the story. Because sometimes in novels, characters just exist for the sake of existing. For like example, After. Okay, I have to stop mentioning that book in every single video of mine. So but in this story, all these characters had a particular role. They were important for a particular reason, and you don't understand it in the beginning, but you get to see it by the end. Like then you're like, okay, I get it now. So it's it's very well written. Okay, now I am going to head off to the spoiler section. If you haven't read the book, I suggest you stop the video right here, go read it, then come back to watch this part because I really, really recommend that you read this book because it's amazingly well written. So I'll give you 3 seconds. One, two, three, bam. So I gave this book 4 stars out of 5 stars. One star missing because I saw the ending coming. Like, not the ending exactly, but I know it was Nick. I mean, come on, guys. Who, like, the hot and romantic and sizzlingly, uh, you know, amazing doctor living next door? Of course, he'd be the psychopath murderer, murderer. So, I mean, it's obvious, like, he would be the one responsible for everything that's happening. But the whole connection that they make with Dr. Bartholomew and Greta and Nick and like the whole story in general was very creative. Even though I would have bought the satanic cult theory either ways because like that would have been good too, but this organ transplant thing is fine. Um, I I really like how Jules' character was made because, you know, this one thing that a lot of authors in is how they don't give their characters a background. So you see why Jules is the way she is, okay? You see that her sister ran away or disappeared, or like we're not sure of what happened to her, and how her parents died. So you know that she she's emotional, and she doesn't want another girl going missing. Okay, she she worries about Ingrid because she sees her sister in her, and that's that. That's how real characters are formed, and I'm so happy that like Riley Sager could actually do that, could see that, and like create such character, and that was really amazing. Also, the concept of that snake thingy is also extremely interesting. That's something that I would want to research on and study about further. And because mythology and mystical art stuff has always been something that I have found extremely interesting, and I would really love to, you know, read about it. So that's all my thoughts and views on Lock Every Door. Uh, Thank you for watching my video, guys. I really, really appreciate it because, like, I put so much time and effort making them. Okay, I would shut up now. Once again, I would like to congratulate all 12th graders. No more 12th graders anymore. Young men and women and non-binary and trans and all people actually you know what I mean. And I am going to end this now. So like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon, and you'll be notified every time I post another video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you soon with another video. I'm promising I'll come back very soon, okay? Because I'm reading quick now, so I'll make quick videos. So I'll see you guys. Love you all. Bye.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.